BEEX project is a no-profit foundation about visual art and photography. If you want to help us, just drop a donation on buymeacoffee.com/BerlinExplorer. So, welcome to this episode of 50 Minutes of Experience. Today I'm with my friend Sean in art Sootz. And if you want to watch the picture of Sootz, I would advise to go on sootzphoto.com or on Instagram. He upload every day new picture, new reels, a lot of stories, a lot of advice, and you can check his sootz.photo on Instagram. So welcome, Sean. How are you?
I'm doing well, Emiliano. Thanks for having me.
So today we talk about your 50 minutes of experience, and I know you have a lot of experience because you go out every day in Pittsburgh taking picture. So which is the experience of today? What you deliver to us?
Let's see. I had an experience. It's certainly not a crazy story, and it's certainly not any of the crazy stories that you have in Berlin. But I had a really good thinking outside the box experience on Sunday. I go out every single day. I can't end the day without taking at least one good photo. So I woke up at dawn and met up with another photographer friend of mine, and he was very interested in photographing the sunrise, and he wanted to do all these different angles and these beautiful angles of the sun hitting the city. And I had a really good experience by going off the beaten path. In fact, whenever we went there were other photographers with tripods on the bridge taking the exact same picture, and I saw that, and I actually turned around and just walked down, and I just started looking around, and I went underneath the bridge. And, underneath the bridge, it was definitely an ugly, really swampy area. But I just kind of kept on trekking through, and my shoes are all muddy. But I found this gigantic pool of water underneath the bridge. And it created this perfect reflection, and it was perfectly framed underneath the bridge. And I got these pictures that I feel like are just mine, while everybody else was going up on the bridge. I went under the bridge, and I got these photos that, even though I'm certainly not a landscape photographer, it gave more of an urban feel to a sunrise seen from the perspective of underneath the bridge.
So tell me more.
Okay. Let's see. What's another? I probably could have more fun stories too. That one's just more, that one was just for me. That felt really good to me. I just felt like I was rewarded for taking the path less traveled there. But I actually had an experience on last Thursday. I went out at night and I was shooting film. I was using Delta 3200 for some black and white night photography, really grainy, gritty, kind of cinematic looks. And I was out taking pictures. And this is just a lesson to not blow people off who you think would, be of no use to you. There was a man who was very drunk on the steps, and he was just kind of, hey, what do you got there? And he was asking me about my camera. I almost ignored him and just kept on walking because I didn't want any trouble. But instead, I went and I talked to him. He turned out to be a pretty nice guy. I guess he had just had a kid, and he was looking to get a camera for himself, or at least he was telling me he was, but he was very drunk. In any case, I talked to him for about 5-10 minutes. I took a picture of him and, shook hands, and I walked away. About a half an hour later, as I'm taking pictures, I was taking pictures outside of this bar, and a guy got very angry because I pointed my camera at him. And he was starting to walk towards me, And wouldn't you know it, but I hear a voice that I can't see, and it's this drunk voice saying, "No, no, 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 he's cool, he's with me." And this guy calmed this angrier drunk guy down, and really just kind of, told him to, of course it was still fine, but it was just a very good way to avoid a situation just by being friendly and open and talking with people. So that's a different experience, I think.
Yeah, it's a totally different experience.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you also, did you ever shoot in New York? This is a question, I don't know, out of the topic, but did you ever shoot in New York?
I have not yet. I plan to. Everybody I shoot with is going to shoot New York, but that's on my bucket list.
You are so close, no? So Pittsburgh is so close to New York. I mean, yeah, so close. It's I think it's 3-4 hours, no?
Yeah, about.
Yeah. So yeah, this is really my curiosity is what is your approach in New York? Because in Pittsburgh, as I know your picture, no, there are a lot of people, but I don't think there are a lot of people as in New York.
No,
it's more, I think Petersburg, there are crazy people, but not crazy as you can find in New York. And
you're right.
Really a curiosity.
You're right, but there's one thing that I think that New York has that Pittsburgh doesn't have, and that is much less personal space. New York, it's a lot easier, and you actually have to shoot differently between Pittsburgh and New York. New York, you can be walking down the street with a camera and be taking pictures in people's faces, and they're just going to be too busy walking by you. You're not going to get any bad attention, or not as much bad attention as you do in Pittsburgh. It's more acceptable. There's less personal space there. People are just too busy getting to where they're getting. In Pittsburgh, on the other hand, Pittsburgh is a little bit harder to hunt in, if you want to use a hunting analogy, because it's a lot more spread out. There aren't as many people, nearly as many people in Pittsburgh as there are in New York City. And that's why I have to shoot with a longer focal length, typically in Pittsburgh, than what is generally accepted as street photography focal lengths. So I typically shoot Pittsburgh with like an 85. But if I were to shoot New York, I'd be shooting at, a 24 or a 35 at the most.
So this is a challenge for you. I will love to see in the next months some picture, just not a lot. I mean, I don't want to push you. Just some picture. Some days you go to shoot with the 24 millimeter, or also 35 is okay. Also 50 millimeter is okay.
Yeah.
But in front of the people.
Oh, I know. I have a few, but it's not as. It's definitely a lot more difficult in Pittsburgh. Yeah, I can accept that challenge. Thank you.
Yeah, and this is curiosity because as I know your picture, most of the picture they are made with tele or fixed lenses, as you say, the 85 millimeter or 100, I think 105. I don't remember the exactly lens you have.
Yeah. And I shoot on a crop sensor, so I have a 56 that basically is an 85, and I have a 90 that's basically like a 135.
Yeah.
But I do have a 16, which is basically a 24, and a 35 that's basically a 50.
Okay. Okay. So, and in base of that, I know your pictures. So then most of the picture are always completely immersed also in the space. So then we have the subject, we have the space. But what I really always think about when I watch your picture, I want to see what happen if we continue to shoot that person. I mean, like you follow someone for 5-10 minutes and you go around that person and you catch person, like in that moment, like, what the fuck you doing? So
that reaction.
Man, are you following me? Or are you shooting at me like that? No, And
Yeah.
because yeah, in your stories there are a lot of stories of humanity, and I think this is something will be the evolution in your work also, to insert inside of this humanity the crazy
Mhm.
part.
Yeah.
Probably you have some picture like that, but you
Hmm.
didn't select to put or to publish in your channel. But this is
Hmm.
something for sure I'm interested to see, because yeah, in a part is also representing you, because I know you as a photographer now,
Hmm.
and your mission to collect the money for the Hillman
Hellman
Cancer
Cancer Center.
Center, and also to helping now, you are helping also other, as I see the auction you did some days ago, no? About
Yeah,
the
for Ronald
friendly,
McDonald House. Yeah.
and I will love also to see the Sean of the past. The Sean was a rocker man, we can say that.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know that crazy part. I mean, crazy part is not crazy. It's a young part of you, so then more in the funny way, and in the okay, let's doing the rock. And I will say this. I will see this. Let's doing the rock in the photography more like, because I know you do it already, also with the groups. But in
Hmm.
a way, I feel it now is like also we are more old, we can say we are more adult, so then we respect more in some ways the people, and yeah, I would love to say that. I would
Yeah.
love to see that,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I have pictures. I can always get those to you, man.
Yeah, and we have other 5 minutes, so then I will love to talk about the experience, and also to talk about what we are doing together as
Hmm.
the second and third chapter of your project. And we can take this 5 minutes to talk about the experience you had after we published the first chapter. The first
Hmm.
chapter, we can say, was also a test to see how people was reacting to uh, your picture in a different way, because yeah, publishing a picture on Instagram is nice. We get in touch with a lot of people, and I think this is the next step in a way. Also, what we do with the BEEX project is we are trying to publishing more, because in a way, what is my idea, my belief is was when you touch the picture, when you can see, when you can, in a way, you can smell the picture.
Hmm.
The experience is totally different, and
Yeah.
I want to know what is your experience about that.
Yeah. With my own work, I mean, I'm, aside from being a photographer, I'm a lover of photography, and I buy and collect books of my favorite photographers. So the experience of seeing chapter one, um, before the rest of the world wakes, physically in my hand, holding it, paging through it, actually, just flipping the pages, smelling the smell of that print, and then going through it in an order that tells a story, and an order that has some meaning behind it, um, was just an unreal feeling. And then, you know, I couldn't be more proud of it, and we talked about how I was a rocker. Every time that I got a song back that I recorded, I'd say, yeah, but this, or yeah, but that isn't perfect. Whenever I got this chapter one, I instantly was just so happy with every single aspect of it. And I was so proud of it. And then whenever I gave it out to people, whenever we had all of the pre-orders come in, which went super fast, um, the the overwhelming response from everybody as soon as they got it was, wow. They had never seen anything like it. Um, it wasn't just a cut and paste all white background, just picture. Pictures were laid out differently in a way that drew the eye intentionally through the pages. And it was just amazing to me to hear that people appreciated that. Some of these photos they had already seen, but the way that they saw them in the book was just seeing it in a completely new light. So that was really exciting. And then also, as you said, I take pictures every single day. I don't post all of the pictures that I take. So it felt really good to kind of let those ones that I was holding back out, to let those out into the open. And, still not posting them, but, they're out there just as like a secret between me and these other people who own chapter 1.
So what I want to say now in this last minute is hold on to, and this is for your follower, and for I hope also next people, other people will follow you on Instagram. And I repeat, if you want, but I will suggest a lot to follow Sean, because he's doing a really great project, and he's giving a lot of impression, giving a lot of perspective. He's putting a lot of energy, he's investing a lot of energy in communicating with people, and I hope really is getting more higher the number of people approach to him. Is Sootz.photo on Instagram, and you can visit the website sootzphoto.com. And not because I'm working with him as an editor in this case, but the next fanzine we are going to publish will be a totally effective book. And I want to say you will never see something like that, because I'm putting some stuff inside of this fanzine. No one got it until now. And there is a lot of study, a lot of experience also from me. And the selection we do it with Sean is difficult. I mean, I can say my experience in that, it's really difficult to select your picture because they are really higher dimension. So then it's really difficult to rendering them and to select. But after 2 weeks, I downloaded a picture of the last 4 months. There was the 3 times the number of the picture of the before the past fanzine. I can say we have something is on another level, because the first fanzine, as I said, for me was really like we do the test together. This year we have really full emotion. So we have the perspective from him as a unique perspective of him life and the time he spent with himself. And then we have also the perspective from what is the time he spent with the people outside the shoot, with the people as other photographer he shoot with. And I can say also the time pass from the COVID time to the COVID time we have now, as still some people are afraid, but other people get in touch again with them humanity. So I just say that and hold on, and I hope when we will pre-release this fanzine, you can understand the value of what we are doing. And with that, I want to say thank you to you about this 50 minutes of experience, and I hope to do it many other 50 minutes of experience with more crazy story, because this time we will wait for the picture in front of the drunk people.
I'll get you that picture too.
What?
I'll get you that picture, the portrait that I took of the guy who who jumped in and saved me. That would actually be really cool to show. Very nice guy.
Totally. So thank you a lot. And
all right. Thanks for having me, Emiliano.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Learn more about our project at allmylinks.com/Berlin Explorer, or visit our Instagram and follow Berlin Explorer Project.